ComixWatch. ComixWatch. ComixWatch.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to ComixWatch Mini, where we'll recover all the topics that are too breaking to wait till Wednesday. So I am Speedy Gonzalez, Nick, and joining me is Quicksilver Jared from Comics League.
I'm the Flash. Don't call me Quicksilver. Quicksilver's a wuss.
He is? Why do you say that, man?
Because he doesn't do anything cool. The Flash actually.
You didn't see that coming?
The Flash goes back in time and changes reality. So suck it, Quicksilver.
The Quicksilver's kick butt, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
All right. So, the thing we're going to be talking about here is this article by Variety popped up, and I just want to say before this is a rumor. I don't normally like to cover rumors on this channel because anybody can say anything on the internet, like, "Oh, my source tells this," but it's coming from Variety, a little more trusted outlet. If Variety posted this, I feel like there's some veracity to it. They don't kind of just post anything. So if it's coming from Variety, I think it has some merit. But I'm just gonna get like little salt on this.
Mm-hmm.
There's a possibility. I'm just trying to be kosher here. Jared, can you describe what the article's saying?
So basically, I just saw this come across my Twitter where WBD and Paramount are considering a partnership deal with a merge Max and Paramount Plus.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like how when WB bought Warner Brothers, how Discovery bought Warner Brothers, they merged Discovery Plus with HBO Max.
Yeah, definitely. And another reason why I wanted to cover this is this actually seems very plausible to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because Paramount Plus hasn't really been doing that hot.
No.
A lot of their shows haven't really had any breakout hits. Like nothing.
Like Halo is not a breakout hit.
I mean, their Star Trek stuff has done okay, I guess. There was Star Trek Sexually Transmitted Disease.
That stupid show. I didn't watch it because I don't watch new Star Trek. That stuff sucks.
Yeah. But the point is, this is something that I could see happening. All right. Because Paramount Plus, for all of its woes, has a very strong back catalog. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of shows, like the NCISs, the JAGs, obviously Star Trek, like Paramount Viacom. You also got to realize Avatar: The Last Airbender, Nickelodeon. There is a lot of back content that any streaming service would love to have.
Mm-hmm.
So this type of merger deal, I could totally see happening. Like for Paramount Plus, it's not doing too hot to the executives that are like, "Oh, we need to shut it down, but we want to make some money, so let's just sell everything to another company." Like that is a classic corporate move.
Mm-hmm.
HBO Max, on the other hand, which by the way, I'm always going to call HBO Max. I don't care.
Yeah, you might as well.
It's like Twitter and X. It's always going to be Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
HBO Max, like they haven't been doing like gangbusters, but they've been doing pretty okay. Like,
well, and also remember, they get a lot of the stuff. Granted, I don't think this is a good practice for movie theaters, but they get a lot of the movies practically immediately as soon as they're out in theaters.
Well, to be fair, like it used to be back in my day. I love how the coughs actually added the comedic effect.
Oh, you mean in the early 10s?
I was gonna go back to the 90s.
Well, too late. I went back to the 10s for you.
All right, we're going back to the 90s before Jared was even born. Movies.
Wait. How? I was alive in the 90s, late 90s.
I'm going back to the mid 90s because I don't want you to be born.
You mean the
I don't even want to be with you. If that's how far I have to go to get away from you. But no, back as far the 90s, you'd have to wait as much as a year.
Yeah.
In the 2000s, that shortened to about 6 months. Late 2000s, it shortened to about 4 months. In the 2010s, it was 3 months. Now it's as soon as like a month, sometimes even less, depending on how the movie does. If a movie's doing good, it usually gets at least a month, and then maybe 3 months or so come out on streaming. It really depends, because it's really anyone's guess nowadays. But everybody, so I just want to take a moment to thank our sponsor, me. And this video is sponsored by the Phoenix Press, and in particular the novel Lost Kingdom, which is currently out on pre-launch on Kickstarter. It's a fantasy novel set in space. Yes, I'm very much a dork. It's a story of a man who makes a choice, he regrets it, and now 15 years later, he's had to confront that choice, and things aren't as peachy. It's a fantasy sci-fi novel, kind of think Star Wars from Obi-Wan's perspective. It is currently in pre-launch on Kickstarter. The link will be in the description below. Sign up to be notified when we go live. Jared, anything you want to add?
I've read a bunch of this, and it's actually very good. It's very fun, and there's a lot of references in there.
Yes, Lost Kingdom. It is officially endorsed by Comics League. Yes, check out if we could. And now I return you to your regularly scheduled one. I'm sorry, I was trying to remember like where we're going with this. But anyway. So yeah, Warner Brothers gets all the Warner Brothers movies. Paramount doesn't really like, because Warner Brothers is still releasing some strong movies.
Yeah,
like for example, Dune 2.
Monsterverse for the win.
The Monsterverse, another
Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Like HBO Max has some strengths. Okay. Like if I were to rank the 3 streaming services, it'd be like Netflix, Disney Plus, HBO Max. I agree with that.
I would switch Disney and HBO Max because their Star Wars content just keeps getting people to like go, no, I'm done.
I get that, but the Disney also has a lot of other stuff.
True.
Especially if you because it, like, I'm just doing Disney Plus. I'm not talking Hulu. I'm not talking ESPN. Because Disney Plus has the Disney back catalog. It also has Marvel. Yes, it has Star Wars. It has a lot of very strong brands. And they're releasing content on a regular basis. Netflix is Netflix. Okay, they're king of the castle. That's undisputed. Yeah. I would put Max at number 3. I don't really see, and then all the other challengers. Like, actually, I put Tubi at 4th, but that's a whole another discussion right there. So Max is in a very strong position, and so them bringing in Paramount Plus, I feel, would be a very, very good move for them. What are your thoughts on the situation, Jared? I've been kind of dominating the conversation.
I mean, in terms of like, yeah, I do agree with you that of the two, Max has the stronger current IP, and arguably maybe a little bit more on the more iconic back catalog. I'm not saying Paramount Plus does not have some iconic stuff. I'm saying compare the two. I think WB has them beat. So in terms of like merging, I could see where this would be advantageous for a Paramount perspective, particularly because a lot of their big series that they touted as like, this is our stuff, like Halo, hasn't been performing that well for them. So it's not like they have a lot of like originals to really hold up.
By the way, the next streaming service of fall is going to be Peacock.
Yeah, because that one does not even have a lot of good stuff either.
See, Paramount Plus, you at least know exists. Sometimes I have to really work hard to remember that Peacock exists.
And the only reason why people know Peacock exists is because that's where all the Office stuff is.
The Office, I think that's where the Yellowstone stuff is. Where you can find Yellowstone. Or is Yellowstone on Paramount Plus? I'm not sure.
I have no idea. I don't watch Yellowstone.
I tried to watch it. That's a whole other topic. But yeah, I think Peacock is gonna be the next one to fold. Beyond that, it's kind of anyone's guess. But I think it's safe to say the streaming wars were a bit of a mistake. Like, you see how they're trying to bring back the cable model,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not really working.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're bringing in more advertisements, they're jacking up the rates, they're bundling everything. It's basically they're trying to do cable 2.0, and I don't really see that working for them.
No, because at a certain point, when you keep increasing the rates to push people toward your free thing, it's going to do that. But it's essentially you're gonna make people. I'm done with all you. I'm just gonna pirate and torrent all my stuff.
Like, here's a factoid for you. So, did you know that during the 2010s, piracy was an all-time low?
Really?
Yes, because you had stuff like Netflix, which had all your content for a low price. iTunes, it was really easy to get music for a reasonable price. Steam, honestly, it's kind of a law at this point that basically, if you make something so convenient, people will pay for convenience. Okay, like that's why Spotify works. That's why Steam works. Basically, people will pay for convenience. If you make something more convenient to pirate, price is not really a factor here. Okay, people will pay for a convenient product, reasonable prices, of course, but convenience is a big factor. And the problem with modern streaming is, let's say you want to watch a movie. It's like, oh, I want to watch.
Name a movie.
The Fifth Element. Which streaming service has the Fifth Element?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, oh, this streaming service has it. Oh, I don't currently pay for it. Oh, it's a streaming service that I don't usually pay for. I don't want to sign up for a full month, but I don't want to pay $15 to stream the whole thing just for one movie, so you don't watch the movie.
Yeah.
And this happens every time you want to watch a specific movie. You know, back in like the late 2000s, early 2010s, when Netflix pretty much had most every movie you'd want to watch, you just boot up Netflix, find the movie, watch the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I think we're going to see more of this going forward. I do feel like Peacock is going to be the next one to go. Beyond that, I think Disney Plus will eventually fold. Sorry.
What do you think of Tubi?
I think Tubi is going to go from strength to strength because Tubi is. Do you realize that like Tubi is actually more popular than Disney Plus?
Really?
In terms of like hours streamed, Tubi is more popular than Disney Plus.
Well, because they have a lot of that stuff. I mean, they're dumping the DC movies on there, and it's for free, so you get that.
Yeah, people are more willing to tolerate ads when it's free. You know, it's the classic YouTube model. Like, oh, if there's like an ad every 15 minutes, but hey, I'm not paying for it, so it's like, okay, fine, whatever.
But here's the thing. Yes, that is true. Here's what the streamers are missing. Yeah, people are more willing to tolerate ads if it's free, but you can't expect them to go to your free tier after forcing them from your paid tier.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, oh, it's like, oh, you know that old tier you had? Well, now we jacked up the prices, so now that like you were paying more for like better content. Well, now that's the base price, and that's with ads.
Yeah, exactly.
And the other thing about Tubi is it actually has quite a lot of content.
Like, it has some really great stuff. I gotta be honest.
It's a lot of older content.
Unless there's like a Disney Plus show that I'm like really into, which is rare. Like if Bad Batch is on, I'll watch that. But really, ultimately, I'm watching Tubi or Max.
Like, another thing I want to give a shout out to is YouTube. Actually, like pretty much any, like if you're just trying to like rent a movie, they pretty much have every movie, and you can rent it for like $2.99. You get it for like 24, 48 hours. If you're just renting a movie, that's a pretty decent deal.
Yeah.
But
Same
also,
with Apple,
they have a free to watch section
Mhm.
to where it's with ads, or if you have ad block,
Or well, here's the thing: YouTube has started like banning people that have ad block. That's one of the reasons why I got YouTube Premium. I'm like, okay,
well,
that's fine.
that's they're trying to, at least.
Mhm.
They're trying
It's
to.
only a matter of time before they walk that back.
And it's only a matter of time before the people making the programs. It's a cat and mouse game.
Mhm.
Because trust me, they've been trying this for a few months now. Every time they do something, like, okay, well, let's tweak some parameters, we're good. You know.
Mhm.
Um, but even with like the free to watch, you get ads. You're like, oh, watch a movie, it's ads, or TV show, ads.
Mhm.
Like a lot of those TV shows you're watching, like it's like an older network TV show where the ad breaks are already built in, so they just slot them into where the old ad breaks are. It's like you're watching TV again, and it's all good.
Yeah,
So
it's like, all right, fine.
like YouTube is surprisingly a good streaming service in a way.
Yeah, they're actually because again, there are like statistics now that like most people just watch YouTube when they want to watch something.
Yeah, also music. Like I pretty much like I don't do Spotify. I do YouTube for my music because YouTube is surprisingly good for music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
Like let's say I'm kind of just like doing some housework. I'll just put on a playlist from YouTube, and they actually make playlists for you, like Spotify.
Yeah, or like that they actually have YouTube podcasts now. It's like I have Under Two Capes and Super Wonder Legacy are actual YouTube podcasts because it puts you because not only is it on actual YouTube, it's also on YouTube Music.
Promo.
But anyway, the point is they actually have podcasts now where like what I'll do if I'm cleaning my office, I'll just throw in a podcast, throw my headphones on, just go to work. By the way, I love how this show turned into us praising other streaming services.
I mean, hey, at least we praised our Lord and Savior YouTube. We love you, YouTube. Please don't ban us.
Yeah, please. Well, ban him. Don't ban me.
Ban Jared. He shipped Super Wonder. So
So does most of YouTube, apparently.
all right. So we're gonna wrap up here. I just want to say thank you everyone for this YouTube mini, and remember, I can only show you the door. You're the ones to walk through it.